Hi, my name is Jack Diaz, and my presentation is hitting a baseball mental or physical? A couple key factors to keep in mind are a 90-mile-per-hour fastball can reach home plate in about 400 milliseconds, but a batter has just a quarter second to identify the pitch, decide whether to swing, and start the process of the swing. Once the pitch is in flight, it is in the snap of your fingers that you are able to react to the pitch. A batter takes 100 milliseconds to see the 3-inch ball and about 75 milliseconds to identify the spin, the speed, and the pitch location. The batter also has another 50 milliseconds to decide whether to swing and whether to make contact. It can take nearly 25 milliseconds for the brain's signals to pulse through the hitter's body and start his legs moving. The swing itself takes 150 milliseconds, therefore it is no wonder that baseball is a game of failure. This brings us to the question, is hitting a baseball mental or physical? The physical part of hitting a baseball. In order to answer whether it is a mental versus physical, we need to look at both process and details. Starting with the physical. There are specific qualities to the elite hitters. If not, we would all just think about hitting home runs like if it's magic. Two components in which elite hitters all have are sufficient hip mobility and sufficient core control. Hip mobility ensures that hitters have sufficient hip internal rotation and extension, and sufficient core control consists of core muscles that transfer the movement of weight during the swing. More components that key and elite players have are lower body strength and power. An elite hitter does not have to be a body lifter or a muscle enthusiast to hit with power, but they have to have the ability to quickly transfer lower body strength through the hands, which creates bat speed. They also must have great sports vision. Great vision is not only actual 20/20 vision, but great vision of ball movement and the determination of the rotation and picking up pitches and where the location may be. It was once said by a great Hall of Famer by the name of Yogi Berra that baseball is 90% mental and the other half is physical. The mental aspect of the game brings elite players to their knees. If a player's mental state is not in the right place, then their performance suffers. Psychological influence that may involve is low self-confidence, pressure and expectation, external factors such as coaches, fans, and family, and frustration from lack of performance. A key component to be a successful hitter is mental toughness and mental preparation. A baseball player needs to trust and have confidence in his ability to hit and perform. Handling pressure on and off the field is in high demand. There is high expectation on a baseball players to be on and on top of their game constantly. Being able to handle the pressure prepares a player's mental state. Self-confidence can keep the negative voices in your head silent and anxiety under control. A great example would be the Miami Marlins for the 2018 season. Every MLB player in order to get to the big show must hit. Marlins team's batting average combined is a .224 and is a ranked 27 out of 30 teams. So how does a player team struggling and slumping turn their season around into a productive one? The power of the mind causing visualization and imagery. This goes back to the power of the mind and mental toughness. Self-talk silence the negative and highlight the positive. Visualization and imagery is the practice of experiencing a situation that mimics a real experience without performing the actual task. Visual imagery allows the player to view the scenario through their own eyes. The image is referred to as the mind's eyes. As a team like the Marlins, they can use visualization and imagery to enhance the team and player performance. For some examples, they could use what it sounds like to win, what it feels like to consistently hit with power, visualize the emotions of striking out a batter, of hitting a home run. There are a couple key elements to a productive mental imagery and visualization. One of them is perspective, seeing the desired outcome from the start to finish. Another is control, having control of the imagery outcome. If negative outcomes continue to be visualized, then replay until your image is controlled to the desired outcome. A multiple sense, use of all the senses of the body in your visualization. And also speed. In your imagery, slow it down. Break down the process to understand and fully experience the desire. Self-talking in sports is crucial. Self-talk helps cope with anxiety, also strengthen confidence and improve performance. It is having a positive conversation with yourself on a continuous basis. It helps athletes to deal with the moments of failure in sports. And it also helps to silence the negative voices in your mind that fight to get attention. Keep your mind calm to be able to perform at peak levels. A plan of action could be to get players for about 10 to 15 minutes a day and recreate a few scenarios in their mind of the desired outcome. Use as many senses in the brain as possible to create an actual live experience. You can do this before game, 5 minutes, and create yourself to self-talk prior to game time to keep the mind calm. As well as doing 5 minutes after each game. As a team and individually, the Marlins organization will improve their struggling season. Still early in the season to turn it around and many opportunities. To wrap everything up, hitting on an MLB baseball team is one of the hardest things for an athlete to do. From the timing to the milliseconds to decide, the coordination, and then to execute, is no wonder it is a game of failure. So how do some of the elite athletes have tremendous success as being great hitters? Elite athletes have a combination of physical attributes and training and practice. They also have mental toughness to overcome and rise above the constant failure of the game. They tell themselves they can be great. They believe they can be great hitters, so their mind and body together execute and perform these actions. Athletes already have the physical attributes in their state of mind that holds them back. Hitting a baseball is both physical and mental, in which your mind has to believe and your body has to execute performance. They only go hand in hand. These are all references and where you can find more information about the topic.